Good evening, adventurers.
Good evening.
Good morning and good night.
This is officially going to be the most expensive session of Dungeons and Dragons that I've ever run.
Oh no.
And it's quite possible that even though I'm dressed like this, you guys will not even see Strahd tonight.
That's okay. We gotta, hype him up a little bit more.
Yeah.
Well,
Late.
I think Lep is going to be late, so we'll just see if he shows up. Last week, you guys returned to the Prime Material Plane, back on Toril in Faerun, in the city of Baldur's Gate, after an excursion to Eberron. You spent some time in the Mournlands, and you recovered the third piece of the Rod of Seven Parts. I know that I kind of rushed through some stuff at the end of last week's session, but that was mostly just to get out of the Mournlands before this week, so I'm not gonna
That is okay.
continue rushing you guys. Oh, there we go. You got dedicated with the paint. Mavathor in the flesh. Very nice. Well done. It's pretty awesome. Looks like we're having some technical difficulties.
Nice makeup job, man.
Yeah. I practiced this since
I don't see anything from you guys.
Oh. Oh yeah, I've been practicing this since
There's
Got
that.
this last beginning of a session, so
I do not see a Mavathor.
Their screens took a little while for them to pop up for me for some reaon too.
Yeah.
Your camera's is like backwards.
Yeah, I gotta switch it. How do I do this? Never used this with Discord before, so I gotta figure it out. There we go.
Nice.
I apologize terribly.
There's Mercy.
Yeah.
That's a good Mercy.
She's pretty basic.
So.
And I don't have a good place to put my phone because I have to use my phone camera.
That's okay. Well, you guys are back in the city of Baldur's Gate. At the end of last week, you guys all kind of went off on your own ways. A few days have gone by in the city, and Mavathor, you returned to the forges at some point to conduct Laz and the rest of the fire giants in the alterations and creations of the magical items for your companions. Lilith, you were visited by a familiar face from Barovia, the vampire Escher, who delivered you a letter from your father entailing the fact that soon you will be required to wed. And other dread lords from many of the various other dread realms in the Shadowfell have been invited to Barovia to vie for your hand in marriage. The letter was not very specific about when that was going to take place. But you all know now at this point that the rod of 7 parts, piece of the rod, the third piece of the rod that you found, is pointing you to its lower companion, the second piece of the rod, which is resting somewhere in the mists of Barovia. As you guys are here in the city, I know we kind of rushed through some of that stuff at the end last week, so kind of bringing the pace back down. I got a lot of messages this week, and I know that I probably
Sorry
didn't
about
get to
that.
everyone's stuff. So if there's anything that anyone wants to do in the city, you guys are essentially sort of on downtime right now, although recovering the next piece of the rod is urgent. You know that there are forces at work against you, and time is of the essence. Lord Cass is on the loose, masquerading as who knows what, and Vecna's tendrils are spreading throughout the multiverse with each passing day, hour, minute, second. Although, so far as you can tell, thus far at least, Vecna really seems to have no interest in the rod. It seems to only be Cass that has an interest in it. As far as you can tell. You know that Vecna exhumed one of the Netheri's obelisks from Eberron in the Mournlands. And that seems to be Vecna's current priority, is the Netheri's obelisks. You guys have been in Baldur's Gate now for a few days, and you have not seen Tasha yet. The last message you received from her is that she is still trying to get off of Oreth, Vecna's home world. But transmission from her has been few and far between in the passing days. Currently in Baldur's Gate, it is a sunny morning off in the bay. The ships come and go. The mists or the fog in the city is low. And Baldur's Gate, after the past few months, has kind of a higher spirit than it did when you all first arrived here some time ago, before the events of Avernus took place. Currently, there are political elections being held, and in the next coming month or so, the two seats of the other Grand Dukes of the city will be filled by popular vote to take place up beside Older Ravengard and Thirstwell Van Thamper. So that's where we are. And Lilith, I heard that your birthday is soon.
Oh, yeah. Her birthday is coming up. A few days.
In a few days?
Game time.
Well, where have you guys been congregating when you are together here in Baldur's Gate, while you either decide to just head to Barovia or until Tasha arrives to rendezvous with you? Where have you guys been congregating when you meet up?
I think just the ship, right?
There was some shopping we wanted to do.
Yeah. The ship, I mean, you guys could have hit it somewhere out in the Outlands. I don't have a Baldur's Gate map uploaded to this module. It's back in the Avernus module, but
I just figure I hit it where I did the last time.
maybe I actually can drop one real
By the way, I gotta say, I have a little Maggie.
Oh, nice.
That's awesome.
And a mini Maggie. So,
Yeah, what kind of shopping were you looking to do? You guys have already acquired the list that you gave me of potions and scrolls, so you guys don't have to do that stuff.
oh, we did?
I don't have the tuning forks yet because realized that it's going to take me a little longer to compile the list because the tuning forks I give you are then going to become places that I have to be equipped for you to travel to. So it's going to take me a little longer. I should have it by the end of this next Barovian adventure arc, so you won't really need them yet anyways, but I want to give you a list. When I give you the forks, I want you to actually be able to use them, you know what I mean? So I didn't want to just drop a bunch of random tuning forks on you and then not be able, then be like, no, you can't go there, you know? So I once I started putting a list together, I was like, well, I don't know shit about half of these places, and I gotta do my research. So I will get that to you, but for the time being, they have not been fully accumulated. But I'll make sure that they're all relevant to your future needs, probably.
Did you add the list of stuff in yet?
I mean, you guys can just put it in the party loot. The only thing that I never really got was like the quantities of the stuff that you needed.
I think we were waiting to see what was available, weren't we?
Everything you guys posted, you can have. It's fine. It's all stuff that could be acquired fairly easily.
Mm-hmm.
Pick your favorite number and have that many.
Yeah, just make sure when you put it into the party loot or wherever you're going to post it that you put quantities of each item when it's a scroll or a potion. And then when I drop the tuning forks, I will let you guys know how much it all cost you.
Yeah, I know we got quite a bit of gold. I don't know how much that shard cannon's going to be. But if I can't take the ship to Barovia, that can even be done after.
Well, Tasha's... You guys will have enough to cover it either way, because Tasha is going to just pay you 200,000 for that book that you guys found.
I forgot about that.
The Librum of Suffering or whatever. I can't remember what it was called. So she's going to give you just
I also have a bunch of spell books that can be sold once I'm done copying them to mine.
You guys also got 1,500 platinum from the war camp that Windfall was toting around with her.
Yeah, we have a lot of money.
Yeah, so money's not your problem. But you know, you're still gonna have to pay for the stuff. So it'll be a decent chunk, but it's not gonna take you out or anything. Jin, before Runefire was disassembled to enhance some of your items, you wanted to see if you could learn anything about some of the Netherese runes engraved in the handle of the gun.
Yes, sir.
All right, why don't you give me an Arcana check?
All right. Can I do it with advantage with Thago's help?
Yeah, sure.
And is there anything else I can add to that? Let me double check.
Well, the other thing I was going to ask you guys, just so I can write it down for having a cheat sheet, is what everyone's new, like, combat AC is. Like, what your AC is when you're in initiative, essentially.
26. Sorry, I didn't mean to roll that private.
It's okay.
25.
Mercy, what about you when you're all tuned up?
Yeah, it's 18 or 20 when I shift.
21 shifted, okay.
20.
20.
Oh,
What about you, Lilith?
you want to know?
whopping 19.
Uh, 26 was the investigation roll. My AP is a bit higher than that.
26 was the total.
26 was the investigation roll for the runes.
Oh, Arcana.
No, what's Arcana? Weird. 24.
You and Thago, with the, you guys have a parchment you found in Windfall's quarters in the Red Belvedere Casino, and you match up a few of the runes on the hilt of the gun to that parchment, and with some of the other available information that you can gather about the Netherese, a lot of the runes seem to translate into, if you were translating into modern Arcana, present day Arcana, they would have to do with alterations to time.
Interesting. Yeah, he'll spend some time looking into that.
And
We're trying to look into that.
It's it's like freezing time or saving time.
Got it.
But without a wider breadth of these Netherese runes, that's the best that you can make out of it.
All right. I will be on the lookout for more. My static AC is 21. With Blade Song, it's 20. My static AC is 20 with Mage Armor, and with Blade Song 8. And with Blade Song and Haste, that's 28. With Shield, that's 33. With Mercy's Aegis on top of that is 36.
Okay. 20 and then 28 are the averages.
Is untouchable.
Yeah. 25 for Mavathor.
Humble brag, just a simple 33.
20 for Mercy. And Lilith, you're 19. I thought you got a bump in +2 from somewhere. Don't you have a half plate? +2?
No, I do, but that's after I add the half plate. My dex is only +2.
Oh, okay, I got you. For some reason, I thought you were a dex character.
No, I put all of my stuff in strength.
Oh, did you? Oh, okay. Well, then I fucked up on your glaive. That can be a strength weapon then, if you want. I thought you were dex based because you use your crossbow more than anything else.
Yeah, and then I realized that I started using my blades a lot more, so I was like, oh, I should probably put that in strength.
Okay, then your glaive can just be a strength based weapon. I made it a dex based weapon because I thought you were dex based, but I guess I could have clicked on your character sheet and looked.
Yeah, I think Mercy's the only dex-based character.
Okay. Yeah. So when you guys get together, go ahead.
I use Dexterity too.
Yeah, I figured you
for
did.
all my gun stuff. Yeah.
When you cast Shadowblade, though, doesn't that go off your intelligence?
Yeah, Shadowblade goes off my spell attack, but all of my gun stuff is Dexterity.
Okay, gotcha. All right.
It should go off Dexterity, because if I remember, only artificers, specifically Battlesmith, can use intelligence for their attack rolls.
Yeah, but my Dexterity and my Intelligence are the same value, so.
Mavathor, the only thing we really talked about for you is sort of widening your devil summoning capabilities. You didn't
Mhm.
really message me anything about like item upgrades. I assume that's
Um,
mostly just because.
yeah. Well, that was the only one I really wanted is better devil upgrade summons.
Okay.
So I didn't want to get too greedy.
Well, I mean, I know there were some players who were, in comparison, underpowered, and I tried to, with some of this stuff, bring everyone up to more balanced out with each other, against each other level.
hmm
Um, you all were actually very modest, except for Lep in what you asked for. So Lep just went balls out. He was like, "Can I do? What about these?" And but you know,
It's a very left thing to do.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
you
that
know,
is a very flavorful curse on his necklace.
yeah, that was his.
I always feel bad, like I'm asking for too much.
Yeah, you can ask, and I can, the worst I can say is yes or no. You know what I mean? So at this point,
send a laundry list of everything and be happy with what I get.
yeah. Well, you guys are 15 now. You've gone through some difficult encounters, collected materials that would be abundant enough to create with Mavathor's. It'd be a different situation if you guys didn't have access to the Forges of Avernus. You know what I mean? It'd be a different situation. But because of that, there's like a higher ceiling for the stuff that you guys can have available. And yeah, so is there anything else anybody would want to do on the material plane in Boulder's Gate or anything for?
Not for me.
Okay.
Not really.
Well,
I think we're good on basic supplies.
Mm-hmm.
Mercy's just going to spend a lot of her time studying that information crystal from Jen.
Finish copying the spells from all the cultist books and then sell the spell books for cash.
How many spell books do you have?
4
Quite
total.
right.
What's the highest level spell available in all of them?
Mind Blank, which I already have. Below that, Finger of Death, Chain Lightning, Hold Monster, Cone of Cold, Contact of
Yeah, what's
Plane,
just the highest level of spell in them?
8 with Mind Blank.
They all have at least a level 8 spell?
I don't know if they all have a level 8 spell, because I aggregated the spells together. But there is a spell book that has an 8th level spell in it.
I gotcha.
At least one.
Okay. 4 spell books. We'll call it 8, 7, 6, 5. So you receive
4.
a total of... $1,000. 1,100 platinum for all 4.
Okay. Sounds good. I'll take some of that in ink, and we'll donate the rest to the party fund.
Yeah, I will say one nice thing. With Mercy's keen mind, as long as she looks over the maps and everything, we will never get lost in Ravenloft. She can recall everything she's learned in the last 30 days with perfect accuracy.
In mind, pretty good.
Lilith, you have like maps of Barovia?
I imagine in my brain, growing up there, I kind of know where everything is.
Yeah, Jin relived her entire life.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how much of the RP you're allowing to become canon, but there was some RP.
Oh, I gotcha.
But
I'm a little behind on the RP channel. I'll be honest.
the
It's
short
okay,
the short
there's
of it
more.
is Jin knows everything that Lilith knows about Barovia, plus a couple of other things a more analytical mind might pick up.
Ah, okay.
hmm And then
Um,
Mercy would know it from the crystal that Jin put it all in and gave her.
oh, okay. Um, yeah, we'll find out how relevant that becomes. I guess. You. Then here's what you would know about Barovia. Even if you know the ins and outs, the lay of the land of the lands of Barovia itself or Castle Ravenloft, it doesn't really matter at the end of the day because Strahd holds complete and utter sway over the lands of Barovia. His power there, at least a little bit up until recently, is absolute, and through Lilith's mind, you would have learned, Jin, that Strahd mostly controls Barovia through the mists, and the mists are what's truly deadly about Barovia. Once you enter the lands of Barovia, there are very few conditions that allow you to leave. One of those conditions is that somehow you convince a group of Vistani to help sneak you out. Another is that you incapacitate or kill Strahd outright. And there's probably like one or two mysterious ways that Lilith doesn't even know about. But the mists of Barovia are the most deadly thing about Barovia. And if Strahd wanted to, regardless of who you are or what your power is, Strahd could consume you in the mists and in a matter of a minute could kill you just by stranding you within the mists themselves. So that's what you would have gleaned from Lilith's mind, Jin.
I got it.
Would we be able to have, an accurate layout of the castle, or can he change that too?
That I don't quite remember from the last time I ran Curse of Strahd. I know that the castle is very confusing, but I don't know that he can necessarily. If you were getting lost in the castle, it would be more from
The map.
failing saving throws and the illusion type stuff and things like that. More than if you just got to explore Castle Ravenloft without the presence of Strahd, it would be an immutable object. It would just be what it is. Well, another 2 days go by, and there is still no communication from Tasha. You wake up from wherever you guys have been staying in Baldur's Gate, and today is Lilith's birthday. Probably a dreadful reminder of
My existence.
your existence. Lilith, what is the worst birthday that you can remember having in Barovia?
Oh, going
Yeah,
right for the throat.
that was actually the day that I got fangs, and my father told me to kill her. That was quite possibly the worst birthday, but I managed to save her, so.
And what was the best birthday you can remember having in Barovia?
Me and Fiddlewick played a game of hide and seek that lasted all day. I was like 6.
Well, if you guys have been staying in the ship, morning on another 2 days passing comes. You guys are in Mercy's ship, hidden away outside of the city a little bit. I guess the rest of the party knows it's your birthday. When are you guys... I guess you guys get together and just decide when it's time to leave for your hunt of the next piece of the rod. So let's start there.
Well, first thing, Mercy's gonna take Lilith down to the galley. Because she's probably been the one sticking with Lilith the most.
Mm-hmm.
Hi! Yes, perfect timing.
A wild leopard appeared.
You alright, Lep?
I'm here. I'm
Okay.
We are happy to have you here.
thank you. I wish I could have my camera on. I'm sorry.
It's all good.
It's okay.
I love the outfits. Oh my god. It's amazing.
I apologize for you having to stare at me, but
Oh, shush.
No, I love the Mercy.
Oh.
You nailed the... you nailed your character image.
Yeah.
I
Exactly.
knew it. She's so hard.
No, it's great.
I
Well,
literally just went off the image that Kenna made for her way back at the beginning.
Yeah.
Lep, it's the morning of Lilith's birthday, and the crew is just rising for the day in the ship. You guys have to decide. It's been a few days. You've been in Baldur's Gate, and you're all starting to sort of feel the looming pressure of recovering the next piece of the rod. So, you guys are going to get together soon and talk about your strategy and when you're going to head into the Shadowfell and enter Strahd's Realm of Dread. I imagine you've probably been up a little bit before everyone, and you've got some tea going.
Oh yeah, of course. Of course he does.
Mhm.
And Mercy and Lilith are heading into the galley.
Yep, we are going to strategize over lunch. I know it sounds so appetizing. Except when we get to the galley, everyone's there already. And decorations! Surprise!
Oh, you guys
In the
didn't
corner.
have to do this.
In the corner, there is a live band playing a series of songs. A closer look reveals that this band is illusionary, but they are still there.
These are so
Playing
sweet.
Fire and
Thank
Gold
you.
by Bimir Biller, Rest in Peace by Dorothy, Chains by Once Monsters, Come With Me by Charlotte, and Cut You Off by Chinchilla.
Are you just taking my playlist I've made?
No,
I
you
asked
asked
her
me
for a top
earlier
five.
for top five
Ah.
songs.
Yeah, I believe Jin was taking care of music, Mavathor was doing food, and Lep was doing his Lep thing with decorations.
Well,
Sadly,
I'd like to,
no
if it's okay, I'd like to make one small adjustment to where the party's taking place.
Oh no.
Uh,
Okay.
just because I gave you guys 2 suggestions. So, were you going to have it in the Mapthor's Temple or the old barracks?
I think we decided against the temple because Mavathor said that Lepus would burst on fire.
Oh, okay.
Sadly.
Well then, as Mercy, as you have told Lilith that you are going to take her out to lunch for her birthday. You guys are walking through the streets of Boulder's Gate, and the others had pointed out the old barracks to you. Mavathor has shown you the old barracks where they used to meet here in days of old. And you guys have set up the old barracks, which Thirstwell has sort of redecorated a bit.
Oh my god.
Oh wow.
And as you guys are making your way
Ooh.
through the streets of Boulder's Gate towards the old barracks, that Thirstwell's off doing his duties for the day, but you come around the corner and there's this sort of octagonal, tall, 2.5-story stone structure on one of the corners in the sort of lower city just below the nobles district. And something that stands out to you right away, Lilith, is that there are dozens of ravens perched on ledges and windowsills in this little square around the barracks.
Lilith doesn't know whether to smile because this might be from the Raven Queen, or if this is something a little more sinister and something's taunting her. So she's just kind of keeping a straight face.
You see Maggie, your white raven, who's been kind of gliding behind the two of you, watching over you. Maggie flies up and perches up next to a couple of the other ravens hovering around the outside of the barracks.
Okay, yeah, then she smiles.
And when the two of you, Mercy sort of gives you a mischievous grin and opens the doors to the barracks, and you find the rest of your companions. The music kind of billows out of the doors. The room has been decorated and festive. It looks quite festive, and the rest of your companions are waiting there. And you recognize actually some other familiar faces. You recognize the Mardukov family is sort of rests sitting together. They give you a big grin as you enter, and the Mardukov's 2 children run and give you like your legs a big hug. The two boys smile up at you and they say, "Happy birthday, Lilith! Where have you been? You haven't visited us in so long."
I've been kind of busy. I've been on a lot of adventures.
Then the smaller boy sees Fangs and he kind of squeals joyfully, and he goes and wraps his arms around Fangs' neck and starts to kind of wrestle with him. The patriarch of the Mardukov family, why can't his name is slipping in my mind?
Erwin,
Mardukov. He has this square present under one of his arms, and him and his wife approach you, and he says, "Happy birthday, Lilith. It's good to see you again." And he hands you this little box that is very neatly wrapped in this royal blue wrapping paper.
She opens it. She doesn't want to be rude.
You just open it right away?
Yeah,
Just
but
tear the
it's like
wrapping off?
it's like very. She's one of those prissy like present openers who like carefully peels off the tape.
Oh.
Yeah, it is like a intricately carved sort of like wooden box. It has like ravens carved along all the sides, and on one side of the box there's like a little handle, like a crank handle, kind of like a Jack in the
Aw.
Box. And
She'll go ahead and give it a little twirl.
he says, I had Blinsky make it special for you.
Oh, thank you so much. I love it. And she kind of gives him a little hug.
He says, well, go ahead and try it out.
His head gives a little crank.
Yeah, it sort of plays this haunting music as you crank it, and then it pops out, and a funny little figure bursts out of the top. It is your best friend, Piddlewick 2, who pops out of the box. And he blows like, one of those little party things. And little streamers burst out, and he like tumbles out onto the floor and gives a little bow. His bells of his hat jingle, and he says, "How could I miss my best friend's birthday?" And he says, "Oh, and this music is wonderful. Perfect for a poem I wrote for you, my friend Lilith, on your birthday." And he says, "Beneath the moon's soft silver gleam, a princess walks through shadow's dream. Her eyes like stars with the darkened glow hold secrets that the night's wind knows. Born of dusk and dawn's embrace, a child of both dark and grace, her crown of night's eternal thread, yet sunlight lingers where she's led. Through shadows claim her as their own, a spark of light she still has known. In twilight's arms she dances free, a queen of night and mystery. On this, her day, both bright and dim, the candles flicker, shadows swim. For even darkness holds delight, and beauty blooms in endless night. So raise a glass in silvered glow to she who reigns in both below, a princess born of light and dark, a whispered dream, a lover's spark. Happy birthday, radiant one! Your reign beneath the stars begins!"
Huzzah! Huzzah!
Thank you. That is so sweet.
Well, now that that's over with, I bring dire news.
Oh, okay. I kind of figured this was coming.
And you see the Mardikovs, like, sort of gain a somber expression, and they're sort of nodding, and Piddlewick says, someone has been spreading terrible rumors throughout Barovia about you and your new companions. People...
What kind of rumors?
That you have left to complete some dark, mysterious ritual and swear the same vows Strahd did to the dark powers. That you are going to be a more terrible queen than Strahd ever was.
That sounds like something my father would spread about me, honestly.
Well, the source of the rumors remains unknown, but the people of Barovia are growing to hate you more and more by the day. And they've heard that the twisted companions that you travel with are horrible terrors that are going to make Barovia even darker than it has ever been before.
Oh, great. And we have to go there. I can't just have one nice birthday, can I?
um, the Mardukov, Erwin says, of course, Princess, we don't believe any of these rumors. But the people of Barovia have been worked up into quite a frenzy. And we've heard that Baron Strahd is going to marry you off to another lord of a dread realm. I must say that the spirits in Barovia of the people are growing quite dim.
Is Irina still alive?
She wanted to come here today on your birthday, but she has gone into hiding. As the rumors have spread about you and your new companions, your father has grown especially cruel. I don't know if it is just the rumors that are affecting him. The other rumors that have spread are about his last encounter on the parapets of Castle Ravenloft. Whatever happened up there seems to have injured your father's pride, and he's been taking it out on anyone he can get his hands on.
I think when he says something about like the parapets, she just kind of freezes and like doesn't move for a good solid like minute.
The band starts up again.
She kind of like steps away. She's like, I think I need a moment to myself for a moment. And then she just kind of walks off to like a corner of the room.
Yeah, the rest of you notice as the band's playing and you guys are listening to these denizens of Barovia. Every now and again, another raven kind of flaps in through an open window on the second floor, and after a time, there's about a dozen ravens perched about inside of the barracks.
Lilith's still in eyesight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, just making sure you can have your moment.
She's probably just kind of like over by things, just petting her.
Ignore that. That's good.
That's all right. Mercy asked Jen a question.
Typing a
Roll
response
20.
as soon as I can enter the right command.
No problem.
I've sent this everywhere except you. There we go.
Damn.
That would have been so cool, though.
I mean, technically, she meant her rifle, not the ship.
Yeah, no. Unfortunately, he is omnipresent in this. So as much as I would like to stick you with the largest radiant blaze cannon I can find and stick you on top of a tower, it would not work.
Oh, I suppose I'll have to satisfy myself with an old-fashioned steak.
Lilith, as you are sort of lamenting in the corner, Maggie flaps over and lands nearby. And you kind of look up and you see like you kind of look into one of her beady black raven eyes, and you have to kind of do a double take because you would think that you would see just like a little fish eye of your own reflection, but you see something different. It's a reflection of a person, but it's not yourself.
Becky, let me see your eye. And she's gonna like kind of like bend in a little closer to get a.
Yeah, Maggie tilts her head. And as you kind of gaze into Maggie's raven eye, the other dark ravens around the room begin to sort of rustle into a bit of a frenzy, and they begin to fly around the room in a circle above your heads, and your head kind of snaps back, Lilith, and this is the reflection you see in Maggie's eye of this woman, and feathers from the ravens begin to kind of fall down around the room, kind of drifting slowly down as the ravens in the group above you is whirling about. And you all gain a blessing from the Raven Queen. You can each increase one of your stats by +2. You can go above 20 if you are not. A gift from the Raven Queen on one of her servants' birthdays.
Party loot has been updated.
You gain this brief glimpse of the Raven Queen, and you sort of feel her presence here in the barracks, Lilith. Sort of an encouragement as to all of this stuff about the Raven Queen not just being in your head. And after the ravens, after you receive the blessing, the ravens begin to fly out of the windows on the upper levels of the barracks, leaving scattered little piles of raven feathers around the barracks.
She'll pick one up and she'll like put it in Fang's bow that's around her neck.
After you sort of rejoin the others, did anyone want to interact with the Mardikovs or Piddlewick at all?
I think Lilith goes back over to Erwin after she takes a moment to herself, and she says, "Do you remember that bag I gave you not too long ago?"
Of course.
And she says the code word, which is the keepers are always watching us.
Is he supposed to say something back?
No, it's just the code word that she told him
Oh, okay.
to let him know that it was actually her.
Okay. What's in the bag?
The sun sword.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he
Yeah.
says, yes, I still have it well hidden away.
I think we might need it.
He says, well, are you coming home anytime soon?
I don't think I have a choice.
Well, if you like, we can travel to Barovia together, and I can retrieve your precious possession for you.
Could you bring my companions too?
We are Vistani after all. Well, you guys spend some time celebrating Lilith's birthday, and you get yourselves together after the festivities. So bring whatever you're gonna bring with you, because you can't bring the ship. And you guys head out on the eastern road out of Boulder's Gate. You walk until nightfall, and as you near the edge of after crossing the bridge and making your way out of the city, as you're nearing the edge of the forests, the Mardikovs break off of the road and they head into the forests to the east of Boulder's Gate. And as you guys are traveling on foot through the night, eventually dark mists begin to coalesce among the trees.
Curiouser and curiouser, as they say.
Well, it says absolutely nothing during this entire ride. I assume Pitalik is trying to, like, talk to her.
Yeah, Piddlewicks, as you guys have been walking, is, he's like, well, so what is it? This is my first time traveling out to Barovia. What's it been like? What have you seen since you've been out?
I've seen a lot of stuff. There's sun here and stars. And she's kind of quiet again.
It is so different from our home. I wish that I could live here. It seems like there is endless possibility.
Maybe you could come with us if we survive this.
You don't
We could
really
always use your hand.
You don't really think even in anger your father would strike you down, do you, Lilith?
I don't know what to expect from him anymore.
He has grown quite sour in his mood. But you are his flesh and blood.
That hasn't stopped others before.
As the mist thickens, this thick gray fog just becomes sort of all-encompassing. You can't even see a foot in front of your face, and suddenly you find yourselves right outside of a gloomy village. You see dismal houses and outbuildings lining a cobblestone street. And you can hear the sound of a child weeping that sort of echoes preternaturally from a tall house looming in the distance that sort of towers above many of the other houses of this village.
As we get there, I think everyone sees Lilith put on a crown. But she does it unwillingly, almost I can't get down with that really. Almost like she's conditioned to do it.
Piddlewick had been mid-sentence, and suddenly his voice is kind of gone as this transition happens. And the Mardikovs are no longer there, and neither is Piddlewick. The mists ejected them somewhere else in Barovia, most likely.
Wait, I have the Mistwalker trait. Am I able to get to Vistani?
Are you able to get to Vistani?
Yeah.
You mean to
Or yeah, Valaki. I know I
Balaki?
was saying Vistani, yeah.
Yeah, what's the Mistwalker trait?
Mm,
I should have just uploaded some Barovia shit.
You're good.
They put one map in for this whole chapter. This is all.
Seriously?
Yeah, this is all just
Really?
yeah.
I
This
guess
is
they were expecting you to have a dedicated Curse of Strahd book on the side just for the.
well, I do, but it's I can't. It's because it's its own module. I can upload supplemental material, but you can't upload a module into another module. It kind of sucks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Bummer.
That Eberron stuff is like a supplement, so it lets you upload it into the game.
So, a point of order. Thago is with us for this particular adventure,
Okay,
and
sure.
with
Yay.
your permission, has attuned to some of the items that we are not currently using.
Yeah, that's fine. Intent on reaching a specific domain. You are treated as if you possess a mist talisman key to that domain. Use straight. You must know the names of the domain. Yeah. So if you want to, you could arrive in Valaki, where the mists let out the Mardikovs. The others. Doesn't allow you to bypass domains. Borders closed by a Dark Lord's will. Okay. But you would be ejected into Valaki alone with the Mardikovs. The others would appear where they are currently outside of this village.
Okay, yeah, I won't do that then. I won't separate us.
It won't, I'm not going to throw any just bullshit complications. So if you appeared with them just because you were concentrated on the Sun Sword so much,
Okay.
you could have gathered it from the Mardikovs in a rush and miswalked back to them.
Okay. Yeah.
But there is a bit of time where when you guys appear and you see this village of dismal houses lining these cobblestone streets, Lilith is not there suddenly.
Panic.
That's inconvenient.
Yep.
So what are you guys doing outside of the village?
Looking around for Lilith, I imagine.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you move into the town. You shuffle onto the cobbled streets, and suddenly you begin to notice as you're kind of making your way looking around, a handful of murmuring villagers begins to follow you, and the crowd starts to get sort of larger and larger as you guys make your way through the village of Barovia. They follow you at a distance at first, but as more villagers continue emerging from houses on all sides, you're soon surrounded by a small mob. And there's a farmer carrying a pitchfork that eventually points it at you and calls you interlopers. You interlopers! And now many of the other folks are brandishing brooms, axes, and large stones. And they begin to scream at you. I guess I just totally...
What does interlopers mean, Nabithor?
It means they believe we're here against the will of Strahd, which we are, but that's frankly not our problem.
Oh, okay.
Eventually there's about 20 hostile commoners who surround you guys as you're looking through the village for Lilith, and they're shouting, things like, "Leave this place! You're accursed! You're going to be the death of us all!"
If you moved out of the way, we could leave your town.
Yeah, we don't want to cause trouble.
They're sort of like...
Have you considered perhaps stepping aside and allowing us to pass?
Turn back! Not this way, turn back!
Nabithor just kind of rolls his eyes and says, "Oh, this is pointless," as he uses his aura of fear. It's a DC 18 Wisdom save for all hostile creatures within 30 feet.
Okay. A woman in the back of the crowd shrieks as you use your aura, and that causes everyone to sort of begin to scatter in all directions back to their homes. As they're like running away from you, you can hear them shouting, "Curse! Devils! Demons!"
Well,
Only one of those.
One of those is true.
Yeah. He just kind of yawns and says, "Let's keep moving."
Okay.
Ugh.
Do you think they would be okay if I left a little bit of tea out here for them? I feel bad. We kind of ran them all away.
I think, Lepith, that the average soul in this place does not have quite the constitution to withstand the majesty of tea you are able to reproduce.
So that's a no?
That would be a no.
Okay.
But it's not.
Okay.
After like the last of the mob has slammed their door, disappearing back into the domiciles that line the streets, off to the side of you all, a little dingy alleyway fills with a billowing cloud of silvery mist, and Lilith kind of saunters out of it.
Lilith, get back.
There you are.
Sorry, I had to get something. She holds the bag with the sun sword in it.
Warning next time, please.
Sorry, I thought you guys were behind me. I guess I can only take
No.
myself when I do that.
Yeah. It's okay. There was a mob, but Nabithor scared them away. No one died, I think.
Well, once the
wow.
the village kind of quiets down after the mob disappears, if you guys were looking about, Every now and again, you can see, like, in the windows of the homes around you, people are, like, blowing out their lanterns, and every now and again you can see a pair of eyes peering out at you through the shades. You can still hear the sounds of a weeping child still kind of off in the distance, echoing through the cobbled streets of Barovia.
Did I see what house that guy ran into that started all that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just
Can I go over to his door?
Sure.
Yeah, Mercy's just gonna go over to his door and, I don't know, take like a stone or some dirt or something and just draw a little thing on his door and then walk away.
What do you draw?
Just some random symbol, just to mess with him.
Okay.
Is
Let
that
them
supposed to mean
figure it out.
something?
Who has the third piece of the rod currently?
Mavthor does.
Mavathor, the rod is telling you that its companion piece is in the direction of the same direction of the crying that you hear. It's pointing you towards the house that towers over many of the other ones in this village. Off to the house that it's pointing to is sort of just straight through at the far end of the village, and then it's sort of off to the western side of you, along a sort of a cliff face that starts about ground level of the village and just kind of winds up and around behind it. There's sort of mist floating above all of the houses. It's quite dark here in this dread realm. Every now and again there's a little rumble of a flash of light in the sky and a little rumble of thunder, and at the precipice of this cliff side that rises higher and higher above the village, in the flashes of lightning, you can see the outline of this massive haunted looking castle, just this towering formation of bricks that looms over this village you're in, casting a long shadow over it.
Okay. Yeah, he'll point the party in the direction that he was feeling the next rod pieces in.
Yeah, as
We
you
gotta
get
go toward. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
We gotta go towards the big scary house with the crying child.
Yes.
Looks like fun.
Okay.
As you guys make your way closer, you see a boy and girl standing in the middle of the cobbles kind of end, and it makes its way into more of a shoddy dirt road. And in the middle of this dirt road, outside of a grim-looking house, you see a small boy is weeping and clutching a stuffed doll, and a little girl is trying to quiet the boy.
Oh, are they okay?
I think at some point everyone realizes that Lilith isn't following them, she's just staring at the castle.
You good, Lilith?
Mercy will go back and just give her a little shake.
Oh, we're going?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, do you need me to carry you or something? We don't have a carriage here, but we could probably find something.
No, I'm fine.
You
It's
sure?
just a little wanting to be back.
Well, remember what I told you before. We're all here with you. You're not alone this time.
Thank you.
Well, come on, let's go.
Shall I follow Mercy back? There's the group.
As you guys get closer to the children, the little girl turns to you with her arm still around her little brother's shoulder, and she says, "There's a monster in our house. Mom and Dad told us to play outside. Please, won't you make it safe?" And she sort of points to the door of the house.
Would Lilith have experienced this before?
I would think that you would know who these children are. You know them to be Rosavalda and Thornbolt Durst, the children of the owners of this home, Gustav and Elizabeth Durst.
Are your parents inside?
They are. They told
Thank
us
you,
to
Jen.
play. They told us to play outside, and just after we came out, the monsters arrived. I'm very worried about our nursemaid, Brigitta. I heard her screaming.
In what
Yeah,
direction?
it was better.
She points up to the third story of the house, and on the corner, on the edge of the house, she says, "That's her room there." Jin, your eyes go up, and in the shadows of a window, you can see like figures struggling.
But I get the sense that they mean what they say. Yes,
Yeah. Yes.
or have no other ulterior motive.
It doesn't seem so.
Give a shrug.
The children seem genuinely scared. Let me see. I actually have a little. I think I can put you guys down here. The single map that was provided for this whole chapter of this adventure.
The only map they gave you for Eve of Ruin and Barovia is the Death House.
Yeah. I have a bunch of other stuff, but I kind of rearranged the order of things at the last minute. I was gonna have you guys attend the ceremonies that Strahd is throwing first, but
I don't mind running through Death House at level 15. Sure.
Yeah. It'd be
We
quick.
just supposed to drop ourselves in somewhere.
Yeah, sorry, I just gotta.
That shambling mound's gonna have a real bad day.
I've never actually run Death House, so this is I have no idea if there's any
Really?
differences from like the starting one. Yeah.
I guess I'll figure it out.
Every time I've run Curse of Strahd, I started it in different ways. One, two.
Anyone I've listened to do Curse of Strahd did their own version of it, so I know nothing about what this is supposed to be like.
Oh, I'm with you. I got no clue.
I won't say anything else, but I will say that
I won't either.
at level 3 or 2 or 3, that shambling mound is terrifying.
Mm.
All right.
Yeah, the only thing I know about this is that it scars people. So
Yeah, it does.
I mean,
that's
Curse
why
of,
I've always wanted to play through it.
Curse of Strahd is one of my favorite adventures to run. It is pretty fun.
It's so much fun.
Yeah. Um, as the little girl's still sort of pointing up at the window in the third story of the house, you see the shadows that look like they're struggling in the dim window. There's this like large figure that sort of stands there ominously shrouded. You can only really see their outline, but it looks like they're standing there staring out the window at you guys down below. And then you notice all around you thick mist begins to start filling the streets and pressing in onto the house. So there's maybe 10 feet of non-misted area between where you guys are sort of gathered here and the house itself. And it all just kind of fills in all around you.
I will point at the figure in the window and I will say, "Is that your monster?"
The little girl bites her lip and she nods fervorishly.
Okay. I will, with the hand sign, I will motion to Thago, and Thago will pull out the, where is it? Final Journey, and shoot it.
Yep, I was waiting for that.
Okay, yeah. Thago raises the weapon and fires. The window shatters, and the outline of the figure is gone.
Problem
Did one of
solved.
us fly up and look?
Slap can fly up and look.
Yeah, you can. You can try.
Yeah, he'll do it.
Lep, you fly, and as you fly up along the side of the house, you guys can see, like, one by one, all of the lights inside. Every window fills with light. As you sort of reach the edge of the top of the second floor, the third floor, the mist fills in front of you. And you can pass into it if you want.
Guys, I'm going in. And he goes in.
Okay. As you pass into the mists, the temperature drops to be incredibly cold. Instantly, you're surrounded by thick, frigid mist, and it instantly seeps straight into your bones. How long do you spend in the mist? Do you keep pressing forward, or do you turn back out of it?
I think he keeps pressing forward. I mean, he's died so many times. This is somewhat normal to him.
Okay. Make a perception check with disadvantage. Take 1 level of exhaustion.
Okay.
You fly up to about where the window was on the third floor. The mist is so thick that even though this room is now filled with light, you can barely tell. Your limbs begin to feel like they're slowing down. But you reach your hand out and you can feel like the edges of broken glass, some of the glass that didn't come out of the window frame. Do you go inside, or do you go back down to the others?
If he goes back outside, he will be going through the mist again, right?
Yeah.
I mean, can he just yell back outside? Does he think they would hear him?
You're not sure.
Hmm. He doesn't want to get another level of exhaustion. I think he's gonna go inside.
I suppose we should confirm the death of the monster we just shot at. So
Okay, let me
I hope it's dead.
you pass through the broken window.
Yeah.
You do take another level of exhaustion.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Cool.
but let me.
Oh, can he
see.
message to the party?
Yeah, you can message.
Yeah, he will message to like Jin and be like, "I'm inside, but don't go through the mist. It's really bad."
Okay, what you see is a bedroom lap that contains a large bed and 2 nightstands. There's also a large mirror along. I'll just put you there too.
I see a bedroom with nightstands and lights.
You see a large mirror.
thank you very much
on
for the thorough intel report.
You
There's
see
a mirror.
You see a double door fitted with stained glass windows that opens into a balcony. And one of the nightstands has been knocked over, and the window, of course, is smashed.
There's a broken window and a balcony and a nightstand that's been knocked over. He messages to Jin.
One strange
Proceed with caution and continue to report. Thank you.
one strange thing about this map is that this direction I'm pointing is north. Okay. This is east.
Oh.
This is west.
Oh.
This is south. I hate it when they do this.
Okay.
Just remember the enemy's gate is east. Or I guess west, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like Barovia is now back east of you, essentially. Strahd's castle would be like northwest-ish over here, and it's only pertinent in a few locations, but if I didn't tell you that when I'm describing things inside, it wouldn't make any sense. So.
Okay.
All right. What would the rest of you like to do? Oh, hold on. There's one other thing I have to do.
Oh no.
Oh, hey, Death Knight, didn't see you there.
I'm gonna say, I just want to know that Mercy is behind Lilith. We are staying in family kill circle.
Lep, sorry, you notice the other thing that is very apparent when you pass through the window. The mist outside just goes right to the edge of the window and sort of fills the frame of the window in. You see the remnants of a deadly battle that lie about the room here. The broken bits of furniture. You see a couple scattered weapons, and there are 2 bodies shrouded in dark robes. You see a woman kneeling in the corner of the room. She's wrapping a linen bandage around her leg, and she's sort of startled at your sudden intrusion. But then you see her relax just a little bit. Let me see if I can throw up an image of this person you see.
Okay. He messages Jin about all that he's seeing with the bodies and the alive woman.
And Jin will narrate the messages as he receives them and reply with faint praise and the desire for more information.
Oh, she's fun looking.
Yeah.
Why does everyone we meet have a lightsaber?
Hey,
Jayla had a
Mercy has a
lightsaber.
flaming sword,
This has a
buddy.
lightsaber. Lilith has a lightsaber. Jin
Yeah,
has
I
a
have
dark saber.
now.
The two the two figures. Oh, let me see if I have an image for these robed figures as well. I think I do. But you see these two figures in white robes that sort of cover their whole body. They even have like white face masks pulled down. But you can see like their wrists and hands, and both of these figures are barefoot as well, and their ankles are heavily tattooed. With this sort of like it's like white ink. The woman, she goes back to wrapping her wound with this linen bandage, but she sort of tilts her head and she says, well, you sure know how to make an entrance. And you might be?
Oh, hi, I'm Lep. Are you two hurt? I have some tea if you want. It might help.
Well, you might want to ready yourself. We only have a few moments before these two are going to get back up again. And she stands. Go ahead.
Are they like undead?
Well, they weren't when I just killed them, but they're about to be. And she unsheathes her sword, which begins to sort of glow a faint blue. You see the two figures on the floor between the two of you begin to sort of twitch and make a perception check.
Yeah.
You notice there's like a little mote of ghostly looking energy that wafts off of the exposed wrist of one of these two figures on the ground and sort of dissipates in the air, and their bodies begin to twitch, and then the two of them sort of stand back up, and their eyes begin to glow this sort of like cerulean blue color.
Oh, they're ugly.
So why don't you select your token and roll initiative? What are the rest of you guys doing?
I'll go ahead and ritual cast Rary's Bond. Or actually, Fago will ritual cast Rary's Bond. And I will go ahead and cast Arcane Eye on roughly 30 feet in the direction where I think Lip might be.
Okay.
Looking through Penumbra's scope.
Yeah, make an insight check.
Sure. Insight.
All right,
24.
your arcane eye appears just inside the room, and you can see the events unfolding for Lepus at the moment.
All right.
Oh, Ryan, I forgot to tell you, during downtime, could Lilith have attuned to that amulet of
Protection against divination.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, cool.
Oh yeah, did you see my question about the silver flame holy symbol?
Yeah, it's just a holy symbol with the minor magical properties that it gave you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure.
Mavathor, if you wanted to benefit from the next 18 hours of Mind Blink, you can do that.
Sure.
Can you click mind blank in the chat just so I can read it?
Yeah. He can copy it with his copycat ring.
Oh, okay, cool. So you both have that on you?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. All right. You guys hear the and Jin, you can see through the arcane eye the beginning of a kerfuffle breaking out on the third floor of this ominous towering house before you. The rest of you are still below. The mists have sort of filled in down to the first floor now. And the house, except for just the area kind of in front of you, is all omnipresent with just billowing dark mist. You guys can all fly up there and try to get in the window with Lep if you'd like. You will take 2 levels of exhaustion.
Oh. I think I'd rather go through the front door in that case.
Yeah, me
Good
too.
idea.
Yeah.
Okay,
No.
we'll alternate between exploring room by room and combat.
If you're interested, the lot of you, I can transport a number of us to where Lep is. Otherwise, we can just go into the house and make our way up.
Would that bypass the effects of the mist?
You can
Probably.
try it. How many can you teleport?
The
fuck?
If I use a 5th level spell, 3, 2, myself and 2 others.
Okay. You
And
can
actually, Thago can grab another 2 others plus himself at the same trick.
so you could get everybody.
Yep.
Himself and 2 others. What is this token? Fangs?
Oh,
What is this guy?
this is Maggie.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Oh wait,
I ended
never
up
mind.
figuring out how to add that stuff to Fang's character sheet. So
Oh, gotcha.
I
Okay.
just made one for Maggie.
Yourself and 2 others. They go.
Sorry,
and 2
Dimension Door can't be upcast. I can, however, vortex warp people to a place I can see, and I can see through arcane eye. So it'll take me a couple turns, but I could transport the party that way.
Okay, if you want to do that, why don't you all select your tokens and roll initiative?
Now, if I shift and dash, I have 120 feet.
You could
Yep.
try and run through the house if you'd like. Yeah, why don't you guys select your tokens and roll initiative? We'll just do it this way.
Let me double check the simulacrum.
And actually, let's take a quick 5. I got to get up real quick, so this is probably a good spot to just take a quick mid-session break.